Greetings, chat. Welcome to some more poLANd.tf 2025 qualifier matches as we decide, as well, gamers much rather decide who desperately wants those final spots in the invite bracket whenever this LAN rolls around in a couple of months' time. Before the season's even gone on, they're already rearing for the LAN. They're aiming for the big prize at the tail end of it. But before we get ahead of ourselves at all, hi, I'm Cerny, joined by JMX on production and Beater on the microphone. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to see who of these teams are actually going to be in there. I remember taking a look at some of these teams in this group. We have two groups. So we have Group 1 and Group 2, and this is a Group 2 match between Curse of Ra and MPREGALODONS. Is that how you say it? MPREGALODONS?
I don't know. I'm just gonna call them nothing. I'm actually just gonna refuse to say the name because it's a tongue twister at best, and it's probably like something you shouldn't even say at worst.
I assume it's a kink, yeah, somehow.
Yeah, probably. But you know, like looking at the rosters immediately of these teams, there's obviously some familiar faces on either side, but for the most part, we haven't seen most of these players in Prem or anything even close to Prem ever, right? Like these are you know. Well, I wouldn't say newer players, obviously, because a lot of these people have been playing for years as well, and on end as this game goes. But you know, we haven't seen these players that compete at the top level before. So I wonder what the implications of that are.
Yeah, like there are some exceptions. Like Davey obviously played with the AMS team in Prem
Yeah,
not too long ago. And then you have Samsky, who's had a lot of Prem experience, but that's been a while ago. I last talked to him at I-69, where he was basically quitting. So he's back because no one quits forever. That's just kind of how it goes. So very excited to see what it is that brings him back. And even if he can bring himself back, is he just going to go to Poland either way? Time will tell. It's going to be very exciting, though. Ramit's team has one victory already in their group, whereas MPREGALODONS have not played yet, at least according to the tournament bracket.
well, I guess we'll see how they square up here. I mean, I'm surprised to see Ramen back on the TF2 grind. Honestly, I feel like it was a time when like he was trying and then he got busy with life or whatever. Took a bit of an absence himself. So just fun seeing him back on the grind as well, trying to get the medic to work. Right. I mean, all more power to him. He's going to be playing at LAN, so that's pretty neat as well. It got a lot of people signing up for this LAN in general. Right? People are excited for Poland 2025. People really want to go there. People really want to show what they got on this wonderful opportunity. And it looks like the gamers have decided they want to also play. They're rearing to go, and we're going to be seeing them roll out on this first little mid fight.
Yeah,
first Gully Wash.
Yeah, Gully Wash, and then it's going to be Sunshine, and then Process if it's needed. But first mid here, going to be quite a lot of aggression onto Happy. He's been spammed out quite a bit, but both teams look like they are just pretty content to just sit back on their own side. Going to have the tick soldier bomb up there. Sam's going to get taken out by Shan. Shan is still behind. So much pressure, but the counter aggression comes in. Well, this is now a 3-on-3. Davies on 2 HP will get an arrow. Shan's basically back here with his own medic, and I think, yeah, they're just going to actually end up retreating out here with Davey taking a ton of spam on his way out.
And it's a one mid fight, albeit not necessarily decisively, for Ramit's team, for the Curse of Ra for the time being. They do win it out, but it is a very as equal as it can get in terms of situations, right? Players will equal at the end, so there's no chasing. Both medics have their Ubers now as well. It's anybody's game, depending on whether Ramit decides to take the charge with his team forward, or whether the other side decides to maybe find an opening themselves and get out of their second once more. I suppose we'll see Happy, but leading a bit of a charge here onto the big door, spamming a bit of stickies through as you do. Alice actually
perfectly
slips in as well. Doesn't quite win the fight though. Aaron also gets taken down, and Mackie does lose eventually to Charon, but 2 players just to get 1 soldier behind who immediately gets cleaned up as well. So that's 3 down for the side of Curse of Ra. Jenny slips in as well. There's lots of damage, but won't be getting any kills to clean up. Still, 3 players down means that is a mid-1 now.
It's actually really annoying that Jenny died there, because that means that there's 1 less scout to cap. And look at that, there's just a huge wraparound. They're already far forward, but the mid is being contested.
Oh, no.
This Uber is not good here. This is basically just to get the hell out of Dodge. Uber Samsky, he's standing proud, but yeah, he just needs to get out of there. He's gonna take some time. He almost gets the cap in, actually. That's a pretty good distraction, if nothing else. But yeah, actually Jenny dying there early is so clutch, because it just meant his entire team was going to be out of position, and they wasted too much time trying to cap instead of just going in there.
They still got the cap though. Megalodon's still cap mid anyway, I think. And yeah, like you've got all of Kurzara on second, but they're not going to be able to do anything at all. They have to get back out, get back to at least have somebody cap mid, and this gives the defending side, the red team, Megalodons, another chance here to just consolidate themselves once more. Sure, Mackie was dead for a while, but they're going to be right back in the fight as well before there's any sort of push that comes through here. Ubers is still equal as well, and I don't think either medic really fancies themselves a chance here without any sort of, you know, sizable player advantage or anything to go off of at the back, so it's just a great reset. After all that, somehow Soldier slips through. I think it was Mackie actually that managed to complete that cap.
Sneaky.
Sneaks in, manages to get that cap off, probably keeps the team in this much more comfortably than it would have been had they have to now hold maybe their own last instead, so keeping it clutch. Now the question is, how are they going to go from this end? I mean, all of Ramet's team just dying and choke, both soldiers down, is probably going to open things up a little bit for our Shark side here, if they so desire to maybe send someone else through themselves, or just you know, feel themselves out a little bit. Just a lot of damage as well into the scouts and choke. Means a bit of a passive hold now for Ramet's team. Maybe they even want to take this and exchange if they're really feeling it, but I think they're just going to slow it down a little bit instead.
Yeah, only thing being exchanged right now is just random spam and damage. You're just kind of pre-firing, hoping at some point that you catch someone out, do a ton of damage, and then you can take a fight. But yeah, you usually have to be a little lucky, plus your opponent have to make a mistake to do that. But you can see Happy, he's quite far forward there. He wants to take an Uber fight, and actually Aaron's going to end up taking a chance in with Uber as well. They take down Mackie, and now they have a sword behind up here on the high ground. Highly distracting, and they're going to need to come in here now, though. Sharon's not going to last long, and they're not really getting in. Fluting is putting on some pressure. Sentry does go down, but as it is, it's just a bit too slow. They're not quite quick enough to actually capitalize on all that distraction.
Yeah, they didn't really get any ground. Even though Karon's behind, they got a little pressure on the flank. It wasn't enough. They didn't get through with the main combo any grounds at all. The Sharks hang on. I'm just gonna call them Sharks. I think that's much easier to say anyway. They're gonna hang on, and they're still under second anyway. They're also gonna have, well, equal Ubers just about again, so not much to write home about for either team. If it continues at this pace, we may very well see a round reset already, which certainly spells the story for the series. But early Uber out of Ramet's team, they're going to send the combo in right away. Obviously, response out of the Shark side as well, and it's going to be on the post-Uber positioning, and whether any damage can be done there or anybody sleeps in Karon will be the first to fall. Probably the only one, as he just couldn't quite escape out of choke. With a little bit of pressure now coming from Big Door as well for the other side here, but they're not going to be able to get much done. Mackie's just in a world of hurt there. Jenny's going to get taken down in choke as well, and it's a fight that continues on for some reason. Somehow, Sam's going to slip into the choke and get so much damage done as well. So much aggression onto Ramet. Nobody there to follow it up though, and it's only a kill onto Alice. That will probably seal the deal on any sort of push here. Snutek is already in the Big Door with Aaron as well.
Seal the deal on anything. They want to keep on pressure here.
Oh, Karen's
so
in.
aggressive. Karen's in.
All right. Lots of damage, but no kill just yet. DFT nice little surf to get away from that. Happy gets taken down as well. That's actually pretty huge. First side of the Sharks here, they have a nice opportunity to get back out again. Mackie doesn't quite get the jump up, but it will still be a bit of a flashbang here as the Uber is traded out once more. And, well, I say traded out, the DFT is actually no danger whatsoever. The combo for the red side has no trouble at all with this Uber. Ramet is in no man's land, somehow stays alive for the time being. Just Scout comes to save him. Somehow, some way, this medic will live.
They got an Uber and only one Scout to use it on. Everyone else is basically fed. Ramet does go down. Okay, that's a big asterisk to what I just said, but yeah. this
was a posthumous fadeaway rocket by Samsky as well. Hail Mary finally got the kill. That is a great opportunity to turn the tide for the Sharks now, though. They have that full Uber to work with. Great positioning as well.
Does a speed jump into the medic, gets the Uber force. Basically does like a blaze jump.
Davey down as well. Reverse. Davey can't even do anything. The Uber just gets sniped down by Aaron from the forward spawn. No demo to try and seal this any further. They will probably get second still. The Scout capping it off, but that's not going to get any momentum carried into last whatsoever. They're going to have to work this slowly, methodically. Mackie going down as well is going to make it even more difficult. Samsky tries his best to get in there, does get a little bit of damage onto Ramet, but actually didn't get any at all. Never mind. It felt like there was a rocket that hit there, but none of them actually could. Yeah,
bodyguards with wide shoulders. They ate all of that damage right in front of it. I feel like the damage circle was like right in front of Ramit's nose, but there was just a soldier or a scout in the way at all times, so he took 0 damage somehow. And they're actually going to be able to push out. Ramit has a tiny grad, probably not something to really push mid on. But hey, that was a pretty good hold. It was a pretty sick Uber force in big door there. It was basically the Blaze one, just a slightly different angle. Basically, he came from the opposite, or different angle, yeah. But hey, it works.
Yeah, if it works, it works. And still, though, we are in a different situation than we were before that entire thing happened. Sharks are on mid. They're trying to get into second now, and with equal situations once more. And maybe they have to bust this hold for once as they're taking a lot of damage back. He tries to jump in through choke, lots of damage onto the combo. So many players eating that rocket. Another one on He gets the drop! He gets the drop he's looking for. You love to see it. This opens things up so much for the Sharks. They got so much to work with now. They just got to keep their own team safe. Obviously, it's going to be Will rearing for any sort of frags they can get here, or even a force onto DFT, let alone a drop would be tremendous, obviously, to keep them in the game. But keeping their meds safe as well. They're going to be cleaning up the second easily, and it's going to be a last hold for the Curse of Ra.
TF2 100% Uber advantage. Ramit did not respect Mackey's accuracy there. Mackey absolutely is capable of hitting those rockets. They're going to be coming in here from Riverside with a full Uber. There's a single sentry all the way back. Actually, Tiggy goes down before the Uber push comes in, so that's going to be one scout less cap time here, but let's see how they do it. They send a scout into water on the demo man, but he actually, yeah, it does manage to do a lot of damage. Flutic's going to be on point, but I think it's just going to be too much. Actually, it's 2 scouts remaining. Somehow they hold on to that. Everyone just imploded there.
Samson, he's just going to walk on the point. He's just going to walk on it. Oh my god, that's so much damage.
Actually, it's
he almost lived with one.
They ran away. They ran away. Oh my god, they wasted so much
too much. The spawn isn't here as well. They do get Ramit eventually, but it's too late. DFT will probably die for his troubles here as well, unless he manages an insane surf away and get some protection, which he does just about. What? They could have gone in so much sooner, but they feared Ramit so much. They probably thought someone else was there. They wouldn't pay attention enough. It's a pain to see. It's still such a good position for them to be in, though. So much cap time. Big Uber ad as well for the side of DFT, so they still have a great chance to convert this anyway, even though it should have already been converted. But
yeah,
man,
opportunity missed, but it hasn't slipped out of their fingers just yet here. They're going to get another chance. Looks like they're going to do basically this exact same push from Riverside here. Let's hope they don't lose the player before. Actually, they're going to Uber a soldier into water. Sammy's in very aggressively, and they're actually going to take Lutic down in the water.
Yeah, this
take
is
down Sentry Gun point. Yeah, presence. Great stuff. Very clean. Much better this time around. I guess they got in some extra reps there on their last push practice.
Exactly. You just get an extra one. Call that edge in the last push or something, I guess. I don't know what terminology Zoomers would use for that nowadays, but hey, puts them up around. Sharks are in the lead, and well, with 19 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, there's still plenty to play for, obviously. It's far from over for either team. They're not out the woodworks just yet, but maybe this next mid-fight can spell a little bit of a different story. Maybe this mid-fight can turn things for one team or another immediately, as we go underway as per usual. A little bit of spam across, lots of damage onto some players on the Shark side already. Gotta heal up a little bit, but no player's really willing to bomb or anything just yet. Finally, Mackie comes up for a nice bomb. Lots of damage to Ramit. Doesn't quite get the airshot, but he dies anyway. Nice stickies by Davey. Are gonna clean that one up. Lots of players falling either side, though. But ultimately, it will be the Sharks coming out on top. As long as they can keep their medic alive, play the heals advantage here, they will inevitably win.
Can he do it? No. Turns out
it's just gonna work. It's just that simple. There you go. Karon, the only one alive. He just bows out, hurries back to defend whatever he can with his team. Very respectable instead, and looks like the Sharks might be picking up a little bit of a momentum for themselves, as they will probably be able to roll us into second fairly easily as well. They might meet some opposition, but not much, for sure.
Yeah, they're going to take top, clean everything out, just make sure that there's no one hiding in a random corner. You know, whenever you have a roaming soldier just surviving a fight, you just assume it's going to be sitting on a lamp or hovering on a slope somewhere, right? But they're just going to Uber in now. No soldier have been able to backstab them at all. Sentry Gun has gone down. No point present so far. There are some stickies up on the rim. Those are hard to clear out, but they've gotten so many kills. It's just a demo man in the water. How many players can he kill?
None. Unfortunately, the number is 0 in that situation. It's quite unfortunate as well. Ramit also out of position, probably too eager to drop onto the point because he was at 95% when he died. If he had just stayed up a little bit longer, he could have probably gotten an Uber, maybe held the point with that. Unfortunately, he dropped down. I don't know why. Maybe he was trying to buff up, got caught with his pants down. Unfortunate situation to be in, but that's going to give the Sharks another round here. They're starting to pick up some steam, picking up some momentum, get a second round that quickly, and they may start running away with it if they can keep this up, unless Curse of Ra can find themselves back in this match fairly quickly as well. They did do well on the first mid-fight. Unfortunately, this time it's already not going that well.
Chipped down.
Yeah, Happy did, and both soldiers dealt with as well. They found a couple of frags on the other side, Jenny and Massey. Or Mackie, much rather, both dead as well, but the rest of the team is running for their lives. So much damage. Davey takes down Alice, and it's only Aaron and Ramit's just escaping to last as best they can. And, maybe, just maybe, managing to stay alive, hold off all this aggression.
Oh my god,
soldiers.
TF2 is so weak.
They're
Single-digit health.
Unbelievable. What a greedy chase, and they get away with it too, as Samsky's the only one to die for it. Incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely
that was,
incredible.
okay, so notes on how to win mid. Step 1, boost your demo man immediately to scout spam. Step 2, just crush them. And then over-chase like crazy, don't get punished. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it works. I think the only reason that they didn't quite work perfectly is because they couldn't spawn camp quickly enough. if they somehow got Davey into last like 5 seconds sooner, they would have probably been a massacre on last. But it does stabilize a little bit. Cursor Rob will be able to hang on to the second here. They got their Uber up as well with Ramit living, so you know they give themselves a nice opportunity to actually leapfrog back into this at any opportunity. Just a little bit of mistake from the other side is all it takes, and they will immediately give themselves a nice opportunity to get back at it. But they are playing 2 rounds down now. The ball's in their court. Curse of Ra will eventually have to make something happen here if they want to take any points off of this. And, well, getting your medic bombed and forced immediately by an incredible bomb by Mackie is certainly going to make that a little bit harder.
He had so much time to do that as well. Like, he got a big soldier or a big rocket in. Robert served it great, and then he just jumped after him, and then he had to pop. And Flutic actually does not get out of line either. They want to re-aggress here from up top, but that's going to be difficult with the scout, with the soldier missing. But they do get a first kill here onto Samsky. Oh my god, Davey goes down as well. This is actually a great re-push out here. It's done so much work, but it still might not just be enough here. They're on the low ground. There's a soldier behind. Actually, there's a scout behind. My bad. On Flutic. Okay, Flutic will take him down. So they do manage to hold the line here, but they do lose second point as well, and this is just all sorts of chaotic.
With the Ubers being equal, it's just so tough to push out of as well, right? You need more than just a single scout down to push out of last, and they're just gonna have to hold on to this for a while longer. And they haven't looked at their best so far, holding Gullywash last for sure. But I suppose that maybe they got a little bit more time to set up this time around. They might get a little bit of a better opportunity to really get themselves established here with the Sharks taking their sweet time to get moved up into position as well. No off-cost is coming out the attacking side either just yet. They're still confident, at least for the time being, considering it hasn't been too long that they've been sitting on last, that they will just be able to get into this the normal way. And the normal way being the one they've done it a couple of rounds ago, as well as in just Uber through river as best as you can. Davey unfortunately just gets mulched down in river though.
2 players are stuck in water. I think they're going to
not looking
struggle
that
to get out.
Actually, well, they got rid of one soldier, but okay, they trade out Mackie for another one as well. They find Alice as well. It's actually going pretty well for the Sharks.
Yeah, they're not stuck in there with them. It's the other way around. Actually, yeah, scout there. I love this center gun, by the way. It's so aggressive. I've never seen a gun this far forward. You know, there is the 7 hold, but it's pretty far forward, so it actually bounces you in the door, but like that is so far forward.
It does not cover the point, so you gotta have somebody on duty for that. But I mean, if it keeps people from getting any ground, sure enough, Lutek tries to get into the combo, will eventually get a force with the help of Charon as well. They will get that DFT Uber out of the equation, which means there's an actual chance for Crystal Rod to at least keep hanging on to this point. Unfortunately for them, there's still going to be so much aggression as well. Jenny's already into water. Again, nobody's really watching the point closely enough. They're going to have to get on there to block whatever cap time is left. Even use the Uber just to secure it. And a couple of frags, or much rather a couple of sacks for what is almost a pixel away from winning the round is certainly nice to have. And if it goes around here, I can't blame them for being a bit more aggressive to try and somehow, some way, keep this in the game. But any player they bleed here is disastrous. Thankfully for them, they're bleeding 3 on the other side instead.
Yeah, that point capture just turned out to be such a great distraction for Samsky that just jumped in on the medic. Basically, everyone else were preoccupied with the point and blocking that. Obviously, you have to do that first. Actually, a big Samsky flank again. Speak of the devil, takes down Charon, but no one else to really follow up here. The pressure might come in just now. Yeah, here we go. They are pretty far back. Yeah, Mackie so aggressively taking them here in choke and just make sure that they can't get out.
Yep.
Oh, that's crunchy.
That's beautiful. That's textbook. That's a book move right there. Beautiful little juggle onto Ramit. He's stuck on the door frame, can't go anywhere else. That's the medic taken out of the equation. The entire team is dead, matter of fact. Only a couple spawners, and you're already on last trying to get this point as well. Nobody's healthy enough to do anything about it, and there you go. 3-0 up for the Sharks, and about 12 minutes left on the round timer means it's starting to get a little bit dicey for Kursora. It's feasible to get 3 rounds in 12 minutes, but it's certainly going to require quite a lot of pace changes here, and they don't have any of that pace right now.
Yeah, I actually kind of think they need to do what they did during this round on the mid fight, where they will chase very aggressively. So if they get any kind of advantage, just push super hard and just try to high roll, basically get around for free or very easily, because it does feel like whenever we get into like regular play, they get outclassed. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to see.
A little bit of a DM advantage perhaps for the side of the Sharks playing a role here, so perhaps the strategies, perhaps Ramit has been cooking up something, and so far the mid's going their way. Look at that, 2 players dead, almost the 3rd one, but everybody's nuked on the other side. Nobody's got any health, and yet they're all alive. I don't know how they're managing to stay alive without Ramit pumping heals up their asses, but it doesn't matter. It's a wipe.
6-0. Bin him. Get there. Fnutix already got eye on it. Okay, can't quite get there. Looks like the spawn camp is not quite on, but this is great. Like, DFT is not up yet. He is pumping 0 heals into them. They might even be able to get in there before, yeah, heals comes in. Pyro has already taken damage. He's not going to be able to get a nice crit buff. And if they just move super fast, they can be on their way to a comeback. 10 minutes is a long time to get 2 rounds. 3 rounds is a little more difficult, but they are already in. They Uber into water. Oh, they actually use the scout in water and the soldier in water as well, despite Ubering down there.
It's going horribly. It's all falling apart. And it seems Samsky with the flank as well gets onto Ramit. It just keeps getting worse. A tragedy unfolding. Mackie cleans out water as well. Nobody's left to do anything with this point pressure. They got completely blindsided by the Pyro.
Oh,
just Pyro
tried to hide up top.
Oh no, it's not happening, brother. It's not happening. Oh, Charon does slip into last. Does get a lot of cap time, mind you, and you still have Alice as well behind the point. Just being a little bit sneaky here. Will maybe get onto something. Tries to shoot the scout. You know, priority target, I guess. Maybe too much MGE. Got you, you know, twisted up or whatever. But hey, valid attempt. Unfortunately, it didn't amount to much. And yeah, that last push was just doomed from the Pyro, man. I think the Pyro just did it for them there. That was very unfortunate. Now Kursora on the back foot, already back out to their own second while mid isn't even capped yet. Big Uber ad still for the side of DFT as well, and
they actually get 2. Happy destroying them in that big door. They're pulling a dragon
DFT forcing as well. He forced out as well, trying to keep the rest of his team alive, and that's another scout traded out for, well, effectively Charon on the other end, even though that was a completely separate fight. And suddenly Kursora right back in the fight. They have another chance to try and get back into last. They bled some time, which well helps the Sharks here quite a bit, but yeah, he's still got 9 minutes to hold on to, and that's 3 minutes of pop for the Kursora if they want to pull it off.
Mackie's still holding pretty aggressively here, but they're not having it. Soldiers in. Nutix, he has 1 target. I think he's looking for the demo man. Unable to get to him with enough health there, though. Soldier in the skybox. Oh my god, the sync onto LS was just disgusting there. This fight is being won. Ramit is running for his life, but I don't think he's going to be able to escape the wrath of Jenny. Nice shot by Flutek as well. Absolutely juicy air shot there. Flutek hiding bravely. And then actually, somehow the scouts end up winning that fight at the very end. That's kind of what scouts do. That was a great fight overall. We got some air shots. We got
both medics dying, just like a lot of going back and forth.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Unfortunately for Kursora, though, they don't come out on top. Getting like a nice, beautiful fight that ends up evenly is bad for them if they're down 3 rounds, because now they are down 3 rounds and have 8 minutes left, and every minute they're gonna feel harder now. They're gonna become more and more important these minutes as they're ticking off the timer, and well, they're not getting themselves enough of an advantage to really keep moving. DFT even has a bit of an Uber ad right now. It's certainly slowing down even more. And if you're the Sharks at this point, you don't even have to push anymore. You can just park the bus. Even if you start losing the fights, as long as you lose them slowly enough, you have won the map handily. So, Kurosawa have to pull some miracles out of their hat, is what I'm saying. They're gonna start doing some crazy stuff, probably.
Sharon is fully buffed. I am expecting a jump through at any time now. They have done scout Ubers and then jumping a soldier behind. We've seen that so far in the map. Maybe we're going to see it again. Looks like we are. Some pretty decent damage here. Sharon has jumped up top. No soldier waiting for him up there. So this is actually a pretty good start. So now they have the soldier behind. We have a bunch of distraction. Actually, Jenny goes down. Jenny again overextending. And now the pressure is on. Samsky is on the flank. As long as he doesn't get Ramit, we're good. This is actually a good push.
Yeah, it's working out for them. They got a soldier behind as well. Mackie will not be able to go up through upper, has to settle for the lower lobby instead, and they've got second solidified. Now they just gotta roll it all the way into last, and Samsky spawning, they're gonna have enough meat on the last point to at least put between that last round and the attacking team here. Ubers are pretty equal as well, and TK gets a nice little hit shot onto Happy to slow down whatever push there could have been. That's certainly going to slow things down drastically, actually.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty big pick because this was a great position to pressure the point. But that relies really heavily on having the demo man there to put stickies on it, obviously. So as soon as he goes down, there's just zero pressure to be had. Happy... I'm just looking for if he has like spicy loadout or anything, but I do think we've banned most of the really spicy ones. You know, like the quickie bomb launcher is pretty good for clearing the point. Then you can like dive on it, that kind of stuff. That's not a thing anymore. I even think we banned the pyro weapon that actually destroys stickies. Yeah.
Pretty sure that's gone as well. So you got to do this the old-fashioned way, and maybe the old-fashioned way is just using an Uber in. Mackey's down on the defensive side. They lost Fnutek as well, but they pick up Samsky, and even if the Uber's a little bit better for the side of the Sharks, losing Ramit does suck, but Aaron a lot of cap time. Alice is in as well with the pyro, just air blasting everything away. So much cap time. It's only Happy left, but he'll get on the point. Only hits one pipe would have done it, but he couldn't get it. Mackie coming in just in time with a respawn. Matter of fact, Mackie dying early probably saved them the round there.
One right click away from Glory. That pyro, he had it all somehow, not quite managing to stick the landing there. There's a soldier in water, he's been spotted. Samsky takes him down. He had a lot of help there if he was to fail as well. So we are back to this situation that you were talking about that's so unfortunate for Ramit's team because they're just running out of time. It's the exact same as before, except, you know, it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes and 3 rounds is starting to approach some impossibilities. So this is where we see the interesting plays, like the Fnutek Spy on the stock Invis Watch. Interesting. I mean, if you're just trying to get in, sure, Jenny's already on the checking just in case. They're expecting that there should be some shenanigans afoot, and well, we're gonna have to see how this spy play works out. Turns out, not at all. It goes about as symbolically as it could have, and that's well, you hate to see it, but hey, at least it was a valid attempt.
Yeah. Mackie just headbutts him. You know, sometimes the face tap does not land. Aaron's in water again, just getting ready to pressure it. Gets pre-fired really hard. So he's not really going to be in a good position to do anything. Yeah, there we go. Gets taken down. And this is just bleeding time like crazy. And yeah, like nothing is going super wrong for Ramit's team. They're just slowly not winning. And that's sometimes that's all that needs to happen here.
Yeah, the things were going wrong about 15 minutes ago when they went down 3 rounds. Now they're just, even if they're in the winning hands, or the winning shoes much rather, they're taking too long to get there. The Uber exchange is underway. Obviously, it doesn't really matter until afterwards, because nobody has died just yet. Fnutek will be the first to fall in the tail end, and positioning-wise, it's looking absolutely beautiful for the Sharks as well. Nice little pipe there to deny any ground as well. Aaron gets taken down. They do find TK on the other side as well as Samsky, but traded out for Alice means no scouts now. No momentum at all for Kurosawa. Davey does get taken down as well. Maybe this is a a last Hail Mary chance of at least putting a round on the board. Certainly still has some feasibility to it, but they got to get in there fast. They got to get some momentum going and shut these players to
Cher
spawn.
gets the medic.
All right, nice little frag to open it up on the medic there. If anything, that ensures your post fight. Not after this, Push is inevitably gonna die. Might do something for you, but Alice on the jetpack, that you should be loving this beer.
I do. It's
Unfortunately, it wasn't.
Qualifiers last is the best place for a jetpack.
Yes.
I've always been saying this. It's so good.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
That's the place to go.
Yeah.
So much verticality to work with, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's perfect. They can't dodge your stomp. It's great. This heavy is eating up so
my God.
much damage.
I'm surprised Aaron's still alive. Honestly, he's kind of owning right now. He's kind of killing it. Honestly, finally gets taken down, but still so much point pressure. Nobody being able to actually clearing it out. Cappy gets taken down as well. The other scouts just soaking it all up. Alice taken down as well, and feeding in one by one turns out isn't really a valid push strategy either.
No, unfortunately, I think they're getting desperate. They know they have very little time, and yeah, I guess that's the curse of Raw.
Maybe that is the curse of Raw. That's what we're looking at right now. The curse is unfolding. Perhaps it's just Gully Wash, right? There's at least one more map. Perhaps two if they happen to win them. So maybe it's just not their map. Maybe they just really don't like Gully Wash, and they just ended up forced playing it. They decided it's a mulligan. We're gonna own the other two. So
Yeah,
I guess we'll see.
for sure. They're gonna see if they can power their way through here. They want a round so badly. Wants a choke to a guard. Unfortunately, not quite able to get in there. Oh,
okay.
But the snipe. It was enough of a distraction, and the Pink Lord just comes in, snipes them down. It's another body shot. Hit him with all the body shot. Make them mad.
He's in the off as well. That's all you need to see, man. You know what? If it works out, if it gets you around on the board, you can put on a fragment. You won a round off of it, so that's what matters.
Yeah, this is how you get into all high tiers.
Exactly. This is what it's like, man. This is like you can already put it. This is basically a LAN game, so you can put this in a LAN frag movie. Oh, another one! Look at that. Beautiful.
Oh man, he's unstoppable with these body shots. How is he just fully charging everything and just picking them off one by one? That's really crazy how he can just continue to do that. Lots of damage out of Davey, but it's not enough. There we go. They got around. 40 seconds remaining. That feels good. Like just that kind of momentum boost, confidence boost going into the second map. That can actually be really, really valuable. It doesn't matter in this map, but for the next one, yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, they've got it. I feel like from what we've seen from Curse of Ra here, they probably stand a chance, reasonably, at least picking up some rounds and going forward. Maybe even the map if they lock in, if they perform a little bit more up to snuff. Just there were some decent plays in there. It's just some rough edges that could use some sanding off. But once they get that machine rolling, I can see them maybe putting a bit of a fight here up against the Sharks. For the time being, though, first map is gonna go the way of fine. I'll say the team name MPREGALODONS. It's the only time you're gonna get it out of me, though. As well, they put themselves in a nice position to just grab some points in this stage, put themselves in a better position to perhaps go into the Prem bracket, the invite bracket, at LAN in a couple of months' time.
Yeah. I do you remember how many in the groups actually move on to the top bracket?
It might just be 2 teams, but honestly, don't quote me on that. I have no clue. 5 teams in total from the groups, and then the top 2 in each group, I guess, are like. Okay, I get you.
All right, yeah. So every round counts, right? Because there's gonna be this fifth, one where you have to, like, either pick the best one or more entertainingly, you make them fight. Like the number 5 and 16. Yeah. Okay, we make them fight. Fantastic. All right. So I guess in that sense, it's not that important. But still, maybe you're like barely second or third, right? So you want to just get all the rounds out here and keep playing until the very end. None of that. Just it's 5 minutes left. We can't win. Let's just concede or whatever. None of that. Just keep playing.
Gotta keep it rolling. We also should introduce the rule that whichever team is worst in these group stages of the qualifiers, if they still show up to LAN, they need to undergo some sort of cruel and unusual punishment.
Yes. That's
Like,
a good rule.
like they pay like 3 times as much at the bar on like Sunday or something like that.
Oh my God, they're gonna be paying German prices. That's rough.
Exactly. Exactly. Just to make it like, cruel and unusual. I'm all about these cruel and unusual punishments. Some sort of Babylonian stuff, you feel me? Anyway,
Yeah,
logs
yeah.
are on screen. We haven't really talked about them. I mean, there's you can see the scouts were cleaning house as is to be expected kind of. I feel like when you have some, I mean, scouts obviously the strongest scouts, but like I feel like especially when you don't have like everybody's at the top of the game, right? We're not talking like a server full of complete prem players. Like there's a lot of lesser skilled players here, and even the ones that have a lot of experience haven't played in a while, like Samsky. So it doesn't surprise me that the scouts are cleaning house, is what I'm saying. I feel like in situations like that, scouts get to roam a little bit freer, and it shows. It shows actually. I mean,
Samsky's doing the old school
doing a
pocket
lot
thing.
of
He's
damage.
actually getting pocket heals. Like
And
he
doing
has
damage, yeah.
yeah, he's getting Ubers and stuff. It's fun. I like this. It's a nice little change of pace because in Prem basically all we see are just demo scout Ubers, right? Or double
Yeah.
scout, that kind of stuff. So it's kind of fun to see a soldier being tanked. I will say the tank a soldier strat works better on Gollywash than any other map. On Sunshine, it might not be as successful. That's just a hunch.
I feel like we're going to see a lot more aggressive, maybe even double bombs between, well, both on the side of Samsky and Maki as well as the side of Fnutek and Charon. I think there's a good chance we're going to be seeing more of that, and maybe a bit more movement back and forth as well. Gollywash, bit of a slower map traditionally. We saw it never degenerated into a full on stalemate round reset type of situation, but it was a bit slow at points. There were certainly stalemates where neither team was able to break a hold for a few minutes. So I doubt that'll happen as much on Sunshine until maybe we get to Lost, and it's a situation where neither team can. Well, the defending team doesn't want to take any risk, and then the attacking team just cannot bust that last hold.
Yeah, they seem pretty willing to take risks, to be honest. I feel like there was always a soldier bomb in, try to get in behind, that kind of stuff. There was almost no downtime between, oh, things have slowed down, let's get a buff, and then, okay, let's just send in someone to actually try to make a play. So that was pretty quick. Again, Gollywash is probably the quickest map in that regard. You're always pretty close to your opponent, so you can very quickly send in someone relatively deep. Whereas on Sunshine, maybe you're going to require a bit more work, but you also have a better ramp where you can just fly through it, kind of process style, right? Not as good as process, but
with.
Yeah.
I guess you have more room for error as well in that regard. I think Gollywash is a lot less forgiving. If you mess up and like you lose a couple of players when you really shouldn't have, it's very easy for players to slip in behind and just go unnoticed, and you're just getting wrapped immediately. Sunshine is a lot more open. It's a lot easier to see what's going on. You have a lot more room to work with, a lot more room for error. Even if you lose a couple of players when it's inadvisable, you're probably not gonna get rolled as quickly off the back of that usually. So that might be something that will help either team take more risks here as well, especially Curse of Ra, because they were taking the risks. It's just they didn't work out on Gollywash because you get punished harshly for it. But perhaps that's going to play to their cards on Sunshine more.
I mean, in the last, I want to say 10 minutes, they were doing really well, right? So they just need to do what they did in the last 10 minutes, and they're going to win. They're golden.
Yeah, they just need to do that for the next hour. So
yeah.
That should be easy. Honestly, no high order. They can do that pretty well. So what's your prediction? Scores at the end of this map right now. Quick fire round.
I'm going to say 4-1 in favor of MPREGALODONS. I think they're just going to outclass them a little bit. And I think it's actually going to be more pronounced on this. It might be slower, but I think it's also going to be more pronounced.
I get you. The rounds aren't going to come as quickly, but they will still end up going the way of the Sharks. I don't disagree. I think that's a very reasonable way. I can see Curse of Rock coming out swinging with a round at the start, and then it just grinds to a hole, and eventually the table turns. I can see that. Yeah, I guess we'll see once this first mid fight decides to take us underway in mere seconds time. As the players have readied up and are rearing to go. They know they want to get this over with as well. There's still a season to get ready for that starts, I believe, next week already. So everybody's keen to play TF2. We're in a golden age in that regard, and Sunshine is underway as the teams make their way to the first mid fight of the second map in this qualifier match. Take it away, Peter.
All right, we've got a lot of fight here on the bell tower immediately. Looks like the soldiers are going to try to fight here over Sharon in the skybox. Actually gets errored, I think. But either way, so many players have gone down, including Ramit here. LS is going to come in from behind. He has a pretty good sideline onto the medic here, who's actually, oh my god, what a rocket there from Fnutek. LS doesn't even have to save it. I think he's going to take the 1v2. Samsky's kind of looking for it, but he's looking in the wrong spot. Now it's just a scout 1v1 on the point. Jenny will win that. That's going to be a 3k for him. But yeah, that was a good rocket there to save that. DFT is going to die last. Is Ramit on the crit streak? No, he's not. Okay, he's not that spicy, but he's still going to have a good advantage here.
Yeah, it's a sizable advantage. This is probably the best way to lose a mid-fight.
In a corner, crouching in a corner.
I'm sure Karen hasn't quite seen him in the corner of his eye, even though there was definitely a chance that was poken out. Now Sam's going to get onto the medic as well. We'll get some damage onto Ramit, but Ramit is slippery as an eel, as he ever is, and we'll get away with that one just with a little bit of a small flesh wound, and they're cleaning up Tiki as well, and Davey goes down, so it looks like Curse of Ra will find themselves in a nice position to actually get right back out here. Maybe try and take that mid back into its rightful owners, into its rightful hands. As,
so nice.
Make sure nobody's else hiding, yeah.
Like, imagine having a massive Brad and a man advantage, so you basically push without like being pressured at all. That's so nice. They could have probably gone even further.
Yeah.
One more player alive, they definitely would have pushed all the way into second here and probably gotten that for almost free as well. Oh well, they get mid here. Yeah, Ubers are going to equalize eventually, so it's still fine.
It's workable.
Pushes in. You can see Sharon is just chopping a bit. By the way, I don't know if it's Karen or Sharon, but you should probably just call him Sharon, right? Just so we're both wrong.
What if we just call him something completely different? What if we say it backwards, you know? Norak.
Yeah.
Norak, I guess? I don't know. No, okay, look. Yeah, everybody can say their own name. I'm pretty sure. I mean, we could just straight up look this up. There's probably etymology for the word. I'm pretty sure you can say it either way and it's correct.
Yeah, but it's a name, and names don't follow rules, right?
That's true. I'm just gonna say Sharon. Whatever, I'll join you.
All right, we're calling him Sharon just to both be wrong. Yeah. Oh,
that sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, we can just vary. just
oh, you say it different every time to confuse people. Exactly, that's the way to go about it. Anyway, we saw Caron do a little bit of a bomb. They're trying to, do a little bit of ground, but I can't blame either team for trying to see what they can actually get away with here, right? Neither team wants to commit too much. He has another bomb by Fnutek, but he doesn't quite get the ground he wants. Caron wraps around to Cafe as well to maybe see if they can bait out any sort of damage or any frags here, maybe some sort of follow-up, but just gonna have to play it slow, the old slow burn as Aaron is gonna be the first to get taken down.
Yeah, he did not get the memo. He was very, very quick. He was way in, and Karen is not able to escape that. Gets taken down. It's a 2-player down. Make that 3. And oh no, Robin, he wants to get out without popping there, but the pressure is too much. This guy's gonna end up dropping this. Stiggy's on the spawn now as well. This is a disaster. Oh.
It's all falling apart for Curse of Ra. Fnutek can't get anything done either. Jenny just has the number of that soldier, and yeah, it's gonna be looking like a nice little easy round to convert from MPREGALODONS. It's their round to lose at this point. Nice headshot there by Alice to at least slow down that soldier pressure, and just barely living as well. But the Uber still comes in all the same. The cap is finished off. Nobody really dared to even contest it, and it's gonna be a round going away to Sharks. But they had to work for it. Certainly wasn't a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, it really does seem. It can go back and forth, but then eventually there's going to be a big mistake that causes the levy to break, and then the MPREGALODONS are just going to move forward and win the round. That's kind of how it's been going, and it doesn't really change. They just need to get back some of that last 10-minute matching here that they have. Fnutek's very quickly up here on the belt. Both demos are kind of very, very late. And Mackie in the skybox is actually so far forward, basically the only one there. No help from his team at all. Davey has been taken down. I think that's just going to be that for this mid. Is there going to be a flank there from Fnutek? No, decides not to give chase. But a very solid mid here coming out. Just dealing with that one soldier bomb and then cleaning up the one other kill that they needed to get that. And that's it.
Solid mid-fight. Not as decisive as it could have been. Naturally, DFT stays alive, keeps that Uber in tow, and even if they're gonna be pushed back to last, they will probably have a nice time holding it on the side of the Sharks. They're certainly going to have to work for this on the side of Cursor Rod. They're gonna send a soldier right away. Flutek actually gets the force.
Yeah.
Really, he gets away with that. All right. Damn,
Absolutely.
he's goated. Also, a nice little frag onto Jenny just to make sure that engineer is out of the equation. So perhaps, maybe just, there's actually a chance here for this round to be converted. Ramit's gonna put a round on the board, and they're gonna put themselves right back within claiming distance. We'll see if they can actually convert this push. It's as free as it can get. There's still a sentry in play though. They only got the NG, not the sentry at the end of the day. It is still in play. They have to deal with it. There's a heavy as well. It's a lot of material to go through. They find a sentry immediately. It was only level 2. Now they gotta deal with that heavy as well though. And he's dodging and weaving ever so slightly. Eats a lot of damage for a while. Will eventually get taken down, but they find nobody else. Even DFT stays alive. Davey does eventually go down, but the medic is still in this game, and the longer he stays alive, the more healing the defending team will have. Unfortunately, they do find the frags, and they get a lot of cap time as well. Eventually, they find DFT. It's only Samsky versus Happy. Happy wins these, but there's a scout respawner.
Oh, he gets it!
Oh my!
No.
No way! No way! Oh my god!
Oh, he had him perfectly juggled as well. That's heartbreaking. Happy, he could have really done this. Oh my god. That should have been the one for sure. They're getting so many kills as well.
That was very, very close. Heartbreaking, almost heartbreakingly close. But if anything, crucially, at least they killed DFT in that push, which means they keep the Ubers in play. They keep them equal. There's no time wasted here, right? I doubt the Sharks would have pushed out, even if DFT stayed alive, or if they had a big Uber at now. But they're not going to have as easy of a time holding now. Ubers are equal. Ramit's even going to get it a little bit quicker because DFT spreading heals around a little bit too much, trying to just make sure everybody's set up and stuff. They're checking for off classes.
For sure. Look at this.
They really want to go there. Yep, they're already sending it in as best they can. Has taken a little bit
they
to
get
really
the
break through.
Oh.
They get the force out. DFT will have to use here as well. Obviously, it's a better Uber for the Sharks. Clean up headshot onto Aaron is going to make sure that he's out of the post-Uber fight as soon as it gets taken care of as well. Meaning that things are going to be looking a bit tough for the side of Cursor Ra, as the Sharks actually want to take this all the way out to second as well. Jenny's already leading the charge. The rest of the team trying to follow up as well.
Takes down the scouts, go for the back cap. This is actually such a good play here for Shane.
At a point in time, he doesn't have the pain train, but will he be able to just get it anyway? Oh, he's got to win the fight, and he doesn't quite, but it was close. Certainly pulled back a player.
Two scouts coming in here.
Oh, okay, they're just going to pressure back the team, actually. So much damage on DFT, he gets taken down. Eventually, Flutek just sinks in a rocket where he needs to. Even if everybody dies now, they eventually find Davey as well. It's only a couple of scouts. Alice versus the world won't quite finish that one off, but they got the target they wanted. And they've given Ramit a nice little ad to work with. Probably.
Yeah. Still no crit streak, it's just a normal Uber. I do like this. Again, they just need to like really nail a push, right?
Yeah.
Because it just feels like they just barely.
It's so close. They're
through.
almost there. They're almost there on that. We've seen this before already. They're almost there. They just need that little bit of extra, that extra 1% that they're really missing. Meanwhile, dodging life and death out here, just absolute hell being unleashed
The
upon this man.
works.
Yeah, turns out, just keep your medic alive, kill everybody trying to sack for him. You've got a full Uber at now to work with. DFT's getting close as well, but so much cap time on the second. Third is, well, much last is being capped as well. Halfway there already as the Uber comes out. DFT's going to have his own Uber very soon, but not soon enough. And the cap is finally finished. So it turns out, to win last, sometimes you just have to win second.
Yeah, it's the age-old trick. Having trouble with last pushes, why not just try to crush second really hard? I'm kind of surprised that worked out as well as it did. It was just a plain dry push. They pushed on 65% Uber. That's not 100%, you'll notice. And they didn't get Uber at all in time for the push. So they just won the DM fight. That's kind of what I was expecting them to not be able to do. Fluid is in deep very quick. Never mind, he actually aborts the bomb in. But he was getting the very fast rollout. He's just going to be sitting up here on the bell tower to try and gain some control of the high ground. Unable to really hold on to it, but oh well, teams have rotated around. Now we're in it for the long haul here. You can't retreat. You're just going big to your enemy. And oh no, it went south quick.
Yeah, they brought the hammer down. I think once everybody was in place for the Sharks, they just decided, all right, it's go time. And they just collapsed in on them. A building falling over them. Nothing Cursor Ra could do. They were surrounded on all ends. Nobody was ready. for that coordinated aggression to come their way just that quickly. And that's a wipe on mid with a full Uber ad for the attacking team as well now. And whatever scrambles of the last hold can be set up. Yeah, they're trying to maybe see if there's somebody. They're being very passive on the side of the Sharks. I guess they're not trying to take any risks, trying to make sure this is all clean and works out, but they still know they've got that full Uber ad. They know what they're working with here. They're just going to get everybody healed up and then ready for that Uber through the top. Davy's going to be the first to bomb in as the demo. We'll have to deal with the sentry though, as he gets struggled back and lose a bit of ground through that. Karen will be the first to fall on the other side though, and they're going to get that kill cleaned up fairly quickly as well. Now they got to get onto more players, and they will just clean up what they need to here. Blutek and Ramit both taken down. They lose a couple on their own side as well, but surely as long as they can deal with this Heavy, who's not all that healthy anymore, they might have a chance here. Unfortunately, they can't, because DFT is the only one left alive, and he narrowly escapes with his life for the time being, but Happy's already on the chase, and the cleanup is there for Aaron.
Yeah.
So
I'm happy that push didn't work, because Davey did nothing. He did like 40 damage. He killed the sentry gun and then did 40 damage.
The sentry is good enough, right?
Yeah,
That's what you need.
If that won them, like the push, then yeah, there's just no hope for at all. But yeah, they hold on to last. DFT's dead. They're gonna have a pretty clean push in here onto mid. Medic gets jumped. Jackie gets dealt with immediately. This is looking very promising. There's just a backup they have to deal with. Actually, they're sending down a lot of players there, but Tiki is down as well. So now it's just a 2-man advantage. Again, this is looking good. The curse of Ra
seems to be unfolding. This is the curse works in mysterious ways. It affects everybody it touches, both the team itself and the enemies. And right now, it certainly seems to be working for them instead of against them, as they're making their way back into the second tier as well. A little bit of damage onto Ramit. He's eating a little bit of spam as the Sharks try to find some way to slow him down, but Davey is overextended. Lobby immediately pays with his life as well. They found Happy and Karen on the other side, and Aaron is very aggressive here with his medic as well. Really maybe rearing to get into that last, but not quite yet. You got to clean up second. Samsky was causing a bit of havoc there. At least Alice has that one under control, but you know, with this, the Uber advantage is gone. They didn't quite get to convert it, and they got to do this the old-fashioned way. Trying to get in here with the Ubers being equal and your players not ready. And Flutek on the spy once more. Interesting.
I appreciate that they tried to just ride the momentum out and get something done with it. I think that's kind of what they need to do to win, because the longer they dilly-dally, the more history has shown here that they're likely to make some sort of mess up and just absolutely destroy their chances of winning a push. So I like when they take those kind of chances. Flute is in position. He's behind the medic. Medic has not spotted. He gets it perfectly. No one saw that one coming.
They didn't expect it at all. They weren't on top of it to check it, and that is a beautiful situation. Immediately the follow-up is there for Curse of Ra as well. The Uber comes in, they try to clean up as much as they can. They find big picks with Davey going down, lots of damage on the soldiers as well. They just gotta keep themselves alive, get this point edged out eventually, and they do. Going up into the lead, 2-1. First time in this series that they are in the lead. First time this map they're in the lead, and with half the map left to play, it's not a bad position to be in.
Yeah, Curse of Ramit actually getting rolling here. This is what we love to see. And maybe they got a bit too confident here on MPREGALODONS. Maybe they thought they were untouchable, but no. Just let off the gas a little bit for one moment, you get punished.
Goes to show the stock watch can work sometimes if you're just fast enough. They don't expect the speed of that spy, and worked out in their favor. Now the next mid fight's underway though, and if they wipe again on this one, we're going to be seeing the Sharks back on equal terms immediately. So they got to lock in for this one, not lose it as quickly. Trade out a soldier for a soldier, but Ramit goes down. No heals. Okay, they find DFT as well. It's an all-out DM fest, but the scouts are overhealed on the side of the Sharks, and that is a very scary thing to go up against when you're a solo demo man who just decides to, run for his life. I don't blame Happy for that at all. I think getting out with your life there is probably the best outcome that you can have going up against two overhealed scouts.
Yeah. It feels really bad when you have full health to jump out, right? Because you can like catch out some players maybe, but it's almost certainly the correct one. Because now they're going to have to deal with those sticky traps. It's going to slow them down.
And Mackie on the spy now.
Ooh, it's spreading.
Also on stock watch, mind you. Maybe we're starting to see the development of the stock watch meta. Either that or people just forget to change their loadouts and they decide to stick with it anyway. Look, you don't have to slow down as much. You get a limited amount of time for doing this, but you don't have to slow down at all. You can just rush right on in there. And there you go, Mac is already in position. Decloak behind Rama, gets the stab immediately as well. The play works both ways, baby. Either team can pull it off, and this time around it worked out wonderfully for the Sharks.
Yeah, Rama's like, oh, so that's what that feels like. Okay, yeah, makes sense. It's a cruel world. You think you're on top, and then all of a sudden you just get punished right back.
And it's like the exact same way as well, an eye for an eye. Just
yeah,
you love to see it. It's truly cinematic, but
Old
the Sharks in a nice position.
Style.
Yes, and there they are, taking it to last. They don't even have to Uber just yet. They're getting so much ground off the back of it already, though. Finally, the Uber's out. Now is when they bring the hammer down on whatever they can, at least. Certainly doing a good job staying alive on the side of Christopher for now, but eventually people will fall one by one. They're either very low or dead. It's only Ramit left alive, and, well, Soul Medic against that much damage.
Kills everyone, including himself.
That's how it be, man. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. You've got to be your own worst enemy, but they're back on equal terms, just like that, 2-all.
Nobody kills Davey but Davey. Let that be a lesson to you. It's 2-2. Anyone's game. This is so exciting. This is great stuff.
Yep.
But Rama, because of Rama, they need to get their mids together. They have been looking very shaky on them, and at least one thing I want to see is make sure that they don't have a soldier in the bell tower just raining down death on them. They haven't really been diligent about playing that. Jenny just destroys Karen. It's really, really hard. Rama gets juggled, demolished, devoured.
Oh, Flutek, no, he's in. He gets the frag onto TF2, saves probably any chance at keeping Chris Ra from losing this round. Single-handedly keeping his team in this fucking round. Because without that, it would have been disastrous once more. Samsky is into last already. He's hiding as well, being a little bit of a cheeky little, well, pretend spy at the point right now. But, you know, I don't know what he's trying to accomplish. I guess he can catch off somebody behind at some point. They certainly don't know he's there.
Really well.
Oh, actually, he might get onto
he's
Happy
on the
here,
demo man?
Or he could even just get onto Ramit very easily. Nice little jump there. Gets one rocket, God. 2 rockets, clean, surgical, like an appendix surgery. He's out again as well. Nobody even knew he was there. As clean as it gets.
He's out. Just gone.
Professional silent assassin hitman player right here. He's back with his team as if nothing happened.
Green guns across the board. That was evil. Yeah, I'm pretty sure no one even laid eye on.
No, I don't think anybody ever saw him. I'm pretty sure the first time anybody saw him was Ramit in his kill cam. That's the only way. That is incredible. Well, they're gonna have to take this into last. It's a pretty easy one for the Sharks to accomplish, so we'll see how Christopher try to hold it this time around as the Uber comes across the point there. Gonna get a lot of damage onto the right side here as well. The Cinder gets taken care of as well as the rest of the team tries to walk out of spawn, but they took so long to rotate. Heavy wasn't gonna be there in time, and it's another round on the board for the Sharks.
Yeah, that was definitely just a huge play, making all the difference there. Like, I don't think there's any other way of putting that. That was just so clean. Like the jump in perfectly. Like I want to say he landed on his head and like juggled him into his feet, and so he like just got ground stomped and then couldn't move, and then he got killed, and then he was out, and he jumped that way. Yeah, really good stuff. Fute again doing these really fast rollouts, not really going aggressively with them, but I guess he's just ready in case anyone on the opposing team does it. They have rotated again. EFT is so weak. He's taking all the damage, and there we go. Fute gets the easiest 2 kills of his life.
Yeah, I guess Davey as well. It's so much collapsing onto the Sharks immediately. They're actually finding the frags they want to. Only a couple of losses. I mean, losing Happy as well certainly slows you down a little bit, but as long as you can deal with a scout, which is not a problem, they finally won a mid-fight. Now they just gotta keep it going forward. Use this momentum. Get yourself another round on the board. Get yourself back into this game. You still got 10 minutes, by the way. This has been such a back-and-forth game, such a quick game. Certainly not what you expected at the start, or I did, for that matter. We thought it would be a bit slower. But no, this is about as closely matched and as fast as it can get for this time frame, and it's looking like we might just see another round on the board in the next minute or so if Christopher can pull off this last push. They've been struggling a little bit with going that extra final inch on most of these, and it's already not off to an amazing start. Happy does not get in time, does not get flashed to protect this, kill that sentry either, and it's all crumbling down immediately. Alice gets taken care of as well. Aaron not in a great position, and it is falling apart at the seams so quickly. They just have to salvage whatever they can from this. Keep yourselves alive, get yourselves to safety, and maybe, just maybe, have a chance to at least hold off whatever aggression will be coming your way.
That is one of the worst last pushes I have ever seen. Just absolutely a disgusting display there. Just Happy bumping his head, jumping in anyway, immediately gets just mulched by the sentry gun. Everyone else is splitting up, not able to get out in time. Yeah, it was ugly. But hey, we're on mid here. TF2 still has to Brad. They get a pick here. Aaron was trying to be sneaky on sniper. Sort of gets picked off as well. Yeah, this is just a full-on retreat to last kind of moment here.
They got a lot of damage in on TF2 though.
So far forward, actually. You could get caught.
I think they know how low DFT is. They like at least was. They know they're close to their own Uber. Obviously, Ramen really close. So I think they were trying to maybe go for an early exchange to give themselves a better chance on this last. Now they get forced out early instead, and it's all rumbling down even more. DFT finally uses his own Uber, and obviously it's so much better. But he's dropped a lot of his players as well. It won't matter in the end because the spawners can't get there in time before the Uber fades or anything. But just maybe. You know, in another world, if Curse of Ra was a bit slower there, a bit less eager, this could have been a very different last hold. As things stand, they're now down 2 rounds, 8 minutes, still plenty of time to play for, but they are also on match point for the side of MPREG, so, you know.
Yeah, it was actually really nice that they got that pretty early force out of Ramen, because it just gave them the upper hand in that fight. Okay, let's see. No fast rollout this time around from Flute, guys said, as he came in pretty fast anyway. He took it slightly longer than normal. But yeah, he was in. And they're just, again, they're happy to rotate around. And now, surely, like, I love how committal both these teams are. They don't do things half. So, yeah, you can't retreat now. They're actually on the wrong side of the map. When Aaron gets taken down, that's the first kill. Oh. Ramen tries to retreat. No one there to protect him. He's going to get taken down. This is just one by one to be picked off. Can Sharon save this?
No. Nope. That was just a nice mid. So much damage onto the Curse of Ra combo. It was a nice shot there. We saw it on the stream with Mackie just sitting across the mid and just sneaking in through the needle, threading the needle as a rocket onto the entire combo. Even if it only does like 40 damage to everybody.
Yes,
across 4 people, that's a lot of damage. And there you go. Just off the back of that one mid, they managed to make it a match point. They managed to win the map. And there you are.
The last just point like is the fastest.
Yep.
That was about as fast as you can possibly win around in TF2. I guess they took a little bit of time just because they had to do the little dance around each other on mid, but very quick there. Yeah, again, it kind of felt like Curse of Ra. They were always doing pretty well, and then they made a big mistake. They basically slipped on a banana peel, and then they just fall. They would fall and like just break their skull. You know, it's not like a twisted ankle. They just broke their skull.
It was slapstick, like pure slapstick. They wouldn't just stumble or slip for a bit. They would be stumbling for like 4 minutes. Just like in some way, like, oh, suddenly their hand hits like a hot clothes iron, and then they slam their nose into a door frame, but somehow they still keep going. They fall over like a railing into a river that is full of piranhas. You know, that sort of stuff. Anyway, it's enough for MPREGs to win this little group match for the qualifiers. Obviously, both of these teams still have plenty to go for after this as well. I want to have a quick look at the logs. It spells the story of a team that was ultimately a little bit more dominant. It was slow in between. There were times, but I mean, Samsky putting the team on his shoulders in terms of damage, just those scouts wreaking havoc. You know, I think it spells the story of which team at the end of the day did win 3 more rounds.
Yeah, I think it's actually pretty telling that Jenny had 9 deaths, because Jenny has a tendency to kind of overextend.
Yeah,
like that can be a good pick to turn a fight on, but when he's not dying, yeah, good luck. He's just doing so much damage. Yeah,
you just fragging. It works out. But yeah, as I was saying, either team still plenty of chances, I think, to get themselves going in this group stages. There's more matches for them to play in trying to get into the invite group of the LAN, not having to deal with all the plebs for the first day at least, right? You get to be the more elite, which there is only one group, I guess. But like you don't have to deal with like the rabble, the regular people, and have to make up like your own matches and whatnot. So look, either team still has a chance. Curse of Ra still did win their first match. I believe
Yep.
they played it yesterday. So there's chances for them to still manage to get those slots they wish anyway. And well, MPREGALODONS put themselves in a nice position as well to obviously claim those slots. I believe we may cover more of these qualifiers. There you go. There's a schedule. Matter of fact, there's one on Saturday, and then tomorrow we're also having a little podcast hosted by Wandom with a bunch of little guests, just talking about everything that's going on in TF2 right now, because it's exciting times. Actually, we've got a lot of stuff happening. We got a new TF2 coming up. We got the Poland LAN. We got the Denver LAN coming up as well. There's going to be the first international TF2 LAN in like what 4 years?
Yeah, I'm so hyped. Actually, so hyped. I was like looking for ways to get the Australians to maybe a Europe LAN or whatever, but yeah, I don't need to worry about that anymore. Now we get to see.
Someone else took care of it. That works
Yeah,
out
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
It's great. They,
And then
they got their own backs. It's good. Yeah.
more qualifiers for the rest of the weekend as well, headed into the next week. So be sure to peep everything, the socials and all that usual stuff. Stay tuned for the next coming days for everything that will be going on Essentials, just covering all the exciting stuff that will be happening in TF2 in the coming months. Really, it's just going to be nonstop action. Really.
Yeah, just absolutely keep your eyes peeled because this is a pretty like free flowing schedule. Things will get rescheduled and scheduled as people get time. So it's not a very strict schedule, basically. So keep your eyes peeled because it is. Never mind. Well, we'll see about that stupid production, man. I am sure things will get moved all the time, and I'll look like a genius.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's it for us for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow. Sure to tune in for Essential Intelligence, and good night, chat.